Hello everybody, it's Gloria, Gigi the Crochet Queen, and today's tutorial will be on these chokers that I made. And this one I have not, excuse me, I haven't put a button on it or any kind of closure on it. And the length of these, they're all different. So this one without any closure is about 14.5 inches. This one with the button on it is about 15.5 inches. And they're all vary in lengths. That one is about 14.5 inches. And this one is about 11.5, looks like about 11.5 inches with the closure on it. So with this one, I put on the magnetic closures. I think it's quick. Pull it, and this is what it looks like. Now I saw Claudette Crochet. She made a pacifier holder using this pattern, but since I don't have any babies and I don't know anyone that's having a baby, I looked at the pattern and I said, I can make a choker with that. So that is what I decided to do with it, is make a choker. So you can either use the buttons or you can use the magnetic closures like I used. You can use snaps if you want to. Whatever your heart desires as to use for a closure. But I'm going to show you the pattern, how it's done. And I am going to be using this ice yarn. It's Camilla cotton yarn, and it is 100% mercerized yarn. So you can, cotton is usually a better, especially since it's going to be around your neck. This is, let me see if it gives me the yardage. 125 meters is the yardage. And this is a lightweight 2. So this is a very small weight of yarn. And it recommends a 3 millimeter hook for, those are knitting needles. But I will be using an F hook, which is 3 3¾ There it is. So an F hook. So let's get started with this. Okay, so for this pattern, it calls for multiples of 4 plus 3. So I am going to make a chain of 47 for this one. So you want to do a slip knot and chain up 47. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll meet you for 47th chain. So I'm at my 47th chain, and you want to do a double crochet into the 3rd chain from your hook. So that's 1, 2, and 3. The loop on your hook does not count. So 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, go into that 3rd chain, yarn over, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. And you want to do 2 more double crochets into that same space. Now you want to skip one chain, and into the next chain you want to do a slip stitch. Then skip one and 4 double crochets into the next one. And that will be your pattern all the way across. So 4 double crochets, that's 2, 3, and 4. Then you want to skip one and do a slip stitch into the next chain. So repeat that all the way across, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so this is what your work should look like so far. And I'm on my last slip stitch, so you have 2 chains remaining, and you want to do 4. And this is in this last chain, you want to do 8 double crochets into that last chain. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that brought you around to the opposite side. So in this next space, and you can crochet over your tail, you will see where you did your slip stitch, and that is where you want to do your next slip stitch to that same space. And then in this opening where you did your 4 double crochets, you want to do 4 double crochets. Let me tighten that up, it's too loose. Okay, 4 double crochets into that space. Three and 4. So then in the next space right here, you see that is where you're going to do your slip stitch, right above the previous slip stitch. And then again, you want to go into that space and do 4 double crochets, and that is your repeat on this side. So I will meet you at the end of this row. So remember, a slip stitch over the slip stitch that you made from the previous row, and 4 double crochets into the space made by the 4 double crochets on the previous row. So I'll meet you at the end. We're almost finished. Okay, so I just made my last slip stitch, and so in that space where your other 4 crochets are double crochets, you do 4 more double crochets. 2, 3, and 4. And you want to slip stitch into the top of that chain space that you had at the beginning. If I can get it in there. and you want to chain 10 for your button, or however many chains you need for the button that you use. I'm going to do 10 chains. And then you slip stitch into the same space. And tighten it. And I forgot to tell you in the beginning, of course you will need scissors and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. So this is what your work should look like. Now to me, this is the front of it, and this is what the back looks like. So I would sew the button on this end, on the back, and it would sew. That way. This is the front. I'm sorry, sew the button on the front of it so you can loop it over. And that is what it will look like. Quick and simple thing to do. And if you want to watch Claudette Crochet on how to make this into a pacifier holder, that would be good. If you know anyone that is having a baby, or if you are someone that does sets for babies, a pacifier holder would be a great addition to the sets. So I am going to sew in my end, and I will show you what this one looks like when I am finished. So go ahead, sew in your ends, and I'll meet you again. Okay, so that is the finished product. I think I could have made my chains a little smaller. I mean, fewer chains, so I don't have that little gap there. But it is cute. I'll show you a picture of it on my mannequin head. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, like, and comment on this video, and share it if you can. I'd love to read your comments, so I'd appreciate if you leave a comment. And until my next video, stay safe, keep crocheting. Bye-bye.